A History of Grunge, a chronicle of the bands that changed culture and society. The history of grunge music is one that is deeply rooted in the culture and society of the 1980s and 1990s. Grunge emerged as a response to the glossy, synthetic sounds of the era and became a voice for the indifferent youth of the time. In this chronicle, we will explore some of the most recognizable grunge bands, their impact on society, and how they changed the musical landscape. Let's start with Green River. Green River is often cited as one of the pioneering bands in the grunge rock movement. Formed in Seattle in '84, the band's fusion of punk rock and heavy metal laid the groundwork for the grunge sound. Their album Rehab Doll, released in 1988, showcased their raw, gritty sound, echoing the frustrations of the youth. Notable songs include Swallow My Pride and Ain't Nothing to Do. Mudhoney, also from Seattle, solidified the grunge sound with their untamed energy and uncompromising attitude. Their debut single, Touch Me I'm Sick, in 1988 became an anthem for the disillusioned generation. The band's influence on the grunge movement is undeniable, and they remain active today, staying true to their roots. Songs like In and Out of Grace and Suck You Dry exemplify their raw and confident sound. Soundgarden, led by the iconic Chris Cornell, brought a heavier, more metal-influenced sound to the grunge movement. Their breakthrough album, Bad Motorfinger, in 1991, showcased their dynamic range, blending heavy riffs with soulful melodies. Hits like Black Hole Sun and Spoon Man solidified Soundgarden as one of the most recognizable bands in the grunge genre. Cornell's unmistakable voice and the band's revolutionary sound made them a force to be reckoned with. The impact of Nirvana on the grunge movement cannot be overstated. Led by the mystifying Kurt Cobain, Nirvana rose to fame with their breakthrough album Nevermind in 1991. The album's lead single, Smells Like Teen Spirit, became an anthem for the disillusioned youth, propelling Nirvana to superstardom. The band's raw and unpolished sound, combined with Cobain's introspective lyrics, challenged the music industry and redefined the mainstream. Other notable songs include Come As You Are and Lithium. Tragically, Cobain's untimely death in '94 marked the end of an era, but Nirvana's impact on grunge and popular music continues to resonate today. Pearl Jam emerged as one of the most enduring and influential bands of the grunge movement. Their debut album, 10, released in 1991, became a cultural phenomenon, featuring hits like Alive and Jeremy. Frontman Eddie Vedder's impassioned vocals and the band's introspective songwriting captured the angst and alienation of the era. Pearl Jam's socially conscious lyrics and refusal to adhere to industry norms cemented their status as a leading force in the grunge movement. Alice in Chains brought a darker, more brooding sound to the grunge scene. Their harmonized vocals and heavy riffs set them apart from their peers. The band's haunting melodies and self-examining lyrics resonated deeply with audiences, capturing the struggles of addiction and despair. Songs like Rooster and Wood showcased their emotional depth and powerful storytelling, influencing a generation of listeners. Mother Love Bone's tragic story is closely intertwined with the history of grunge. The band's charismatic frontman, Andrew Wood, embodied the essence of the Seattle music scene. Their fusion of glam rock and hard-hitting riffs set them apart from their contemporaries. Tragically, Andrew Wood's untimely death in 1990 marked the end of the band, but their impact on the grunge movement cannot be overlooked. Songs like Chloe Dancer, Crown of Thorns encapsulated the band's soaring musical ambitions and left an indelible mark on the genre. Stone Temple Pilots brought a unique blend of grunge and alternative rock to the forefront of the 1990s music scene. The band's powerful, emotional sound and frontman Scott Weiland's captivating stage presence set them apart from their peers. Hits like Plush and Interstate Love Song showcase their ability to seamlessly blend heavy, grunge-inspired riffs with infectious melodies. Stone Temple Pilots' impact on the mainstream music landscape solidified their place as one of the most recognizable bands of the era. Fronted by the iconic Courtney Love, Hole's fierce and unapologetic approach to music challenged the traditional gender roles in rock. Their breakthrough album, Live Through This, released in 1994, showcased gritty, punk-inspired anthems like Violet and Doll Parts. Courtney Love's raw, confessional lyrics and the band's unbridled energy confronted societal norms and empowered a generation of women in the male-dominated rock scene. The Melvins' unconventional, sludgy sound and uncompromising artistic integrity have cemented their status as one of the most influential bands in the grunge and alternative rock scene. The band's innovative approach to heavy music, as showcased in songs like Honey Bucket and The Bit, pushed the boundaries of the genre and inspired countless artists to embrace experimentation and individuality. In conclusion, the impact of these iconic grunge bands extends far beyond the realm of music. Their raw, unpolished sound, social consciousness, and refusal to adhere to industry norms revolutionized the music industry and changed the cultural landscape. The grunge movement provided a voice for the disenchanted youth of the 1980s and 1990s, challenging societal norms and inspiring a generation to embrace individuality and authenticity. The legacy of these bands lives on, their influence continuing to resonate with audiences around the world.